Welcome back, everyone.
Welcome back!
Here you are.
It's
Becky
been a
and
bit
I,
because
yeah, it
we've
has
been
been a
busy.
bit. It's true. It's true. And our schedules have
Life has
finally
been
aligned.
like fully lifing out there. Life
It
has
is true.
just been and we just haven't been able to, align our schedules. But
Mhm.
today is the divine day.
It is true. And it really is the divine day. We're in the middle of some really amazing things. The end of Mercury retrograde and the spring equinox.
The
It's
new moon in
finally
Pisces,
the
right?
new moon in Pisces. Yes, all of these things are kind of in this. It's a big astrological week this week, actually, which is kind of, I feel like we always end up communicating, especially with the podcast, when it is some heavier astrological weeks, which is kind of
Yes.
it is. And Becky and I have already been talking for quite a little bit before this, and we were just like, we need to be recording this conversation. This is the whole point of us doing this podcast, is because
It's
we have
true.
such fun conversations and we want to put them out there.
It
So
is
I was
true.
like, stop. We're pausing this. We're pausing mid sentence what we are saying. We're going to
It's true.
record, and now we're going to kind of
Yeah.
jump back into all of the things
Yeah.
that we are talking about.
Yeah. So those of you that are new here, this is the Vibe Exchange.
Welcome. We are
Yeah.
so glad to have you here.
Uh-huh.
We talk about a whole bunch of different topics, and a lot of them revolve around mindfulness and sound and emotions and somatics and frequencies and regulation and life world stuff, and also
Yeah.
human, very, very human stuff. Because
Yes.
if you didn't know, Becky and I are both humans living on planet Earth. So we both experience some chaos, some craziness, and we
Yeah.
like to share about it every now and
Yes. I'm a weird human, I
then.
feel like.
It's true,
I
but I
am a
like your
human, but
weirdness.
I am
I
a
like your
weird human
weirdness a lot.
and I kind of like it. So,
Hmm.
and I hope you guys like it too,
I
you
do,
know?
because you know what, Becky? It's authentically you.
Yes. Yes.
And
I am a
that is
person
what
though who doesn't
matters.
know how to live any different. I never have been able to pretend to be someone else. It doesn't feel good and I always end up like hulking out of that like I can't do it.
I
So,
can't
you
put
know,
myself in this box. Free!
yes, but I also accept that I am not a dish for everyone. And that's okay, you know?
There's this song, and it's a song that I think it's called Cup of Tea or something like that, but it goes, I'm not everybody's cup of tea, I'm not everybody's shot of whiskey, and I'm
Yeah,
learning that it's okay
yeah,
not to be. And I'm like,
yeah.
yes,
I
yes, that
think
is so true.
I'm like a matcha. I
I'm
feel like
like
some people really like
this.
matcha and other people are like tastes like
Hmm.
grass, thumbs down, you know?
It's true.
So I
It's
think I'm
true.
if I was going to be comparable to a tea, I think I'm a
Hmm.
matcha.
I think I'd be like a really kind of funky herbal tea.
100%. Like very fruity, very
Yeah, kind of like
florally, like
what I'm drinking.
yeah, very vibrant and just bubbly and
Hmm.
happy. You might even be like a boba tea with
Ooh.
those little pearls of like, ooh,
Yeah.
that was
I actually really
unexpected.
dislike boba tea.
Oh,
It
me
it
too.
confuses my brain so much. I'm like drinking something and then there's like things in my mouth and I'm
Then
supposed
you
to be
also have
eating
to chew
things.
things,
Yeah,
which no,
I
no.
know.
So
But it's really fun tea
yes,
for some
yes, it is.
people.
Yes, it is.
I'll get behind it.
Yes, yes. We
Yeah.
are a good time though here on the Vibe Exchange. So,
It is true.
you know, you
It
know.
is true.
Yeah. So how's life going? How's life? Is it lifing? What's new? What's going on?
It's definitely been lifing. I am feeling a lot of interesting energies and having a lot of
Mm.
interesting reflections lately. I've been put in some situations where I've had to make some harder decisions that are kind of like decisions that revolve around I've been in this space of being, I've been around these people, and I've gotten to this point. This point is amazing, but this point isn't my end. And in order to shift and to keep going forward, to keep moving and evolving and growing, some of these things and these people around me also have to shift, which is incredibly sad
Yeah.
in some ways. Like I feel like there's a grief process that can go along with this. It's like, okay, this version of myself, these aspects of myself, I'm laying to rest. They're dying in a way. And that it's came with a lot of emotions, I have to say. I was having this conversation with a friend of mine, and I was kind of talking about my funk that I was in. And I was like, I know what I need to do, but I just don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. I'm like, no, but I know I need to do it because still I'm staying by me saying, no, I don't want to do it. I'm staying in this space of like, I feel so icky and I feel like I'm not where I want to be. I feel like I'm not who I'm supposed to be being and doing and whatever, but I'm keeping myself in this place by saying, I don't want to change. I don't want this change, this shift. And so it's really kind of coming back to myself. And for
Yeah.
me, it's been really leaning on my support system that I know I do want to take with me, for one, and
Yeah.
also really leaning on my guides and feeling that energetic support. Because for me, that kind of icky feeling feels very hollow.
Yeah.
And when I'm going internal and I'm asking my guides for support and I'm just telling my guides, I can't do this. And they're saying, we've got you. We've got you. We've got you. It feels like an energetic.
Yeah.
And I feel my energy soften and
Yeah.
I feel my energy lift as well. And it's like, okay, I know I maybe don't really, really want to be doing this, but I really, really want to be doing this because I
Yeah.
know why I
Yeah.
want.
And I feel like with this also comes like that icky feeling for me. I don't care for it at all. If someone or some situation makes me feel yucky in my stomach and then has me sitting here going, well, did I do the right thing? Did I say the right thing? Did I upset that person? Did I blah, 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 blah? I fucking hate that because that's not how I normally feel and how I want to be. And I find that sometimes I don't make good decisions from that place because I'm just trying to make someone feel better or I'm trying to make the situation better when maybe what my gut is telling me is that this is just a no.
Yeah.
Instead of trying to force a situation or force someone to feel better when I'm not
Mm-hmm.
even sure that that's my job or that I even want to do that. I think for me, I have to sit in that for a minute and go, what about this is making me feel this way? Is it the person? Is it how they speak to me? Is it the places that I feel like or the self-doubts or the way that I have to put myself into a box? A smaller box to be with this person, or I think it's there's so many layers to that, right? But I
Yeah.
think the biggest thing about all of that is I have to check in with myself first, right?
Yes.
And I think Lydia and I were talking before we started recording. Sometimes I check in with myself from a place of frustration. I've gotten to the place where I'm like, ah, and then I'm like, okay, guys, like, brah, and then I'm trying to, which also just can't, like, that's just not. So I think it's before you even get to that place of like checking in and going, I really want this to work out, but it's just not. And that sucks. But the universe or the guides that I'm connecting to or depending on are showing me a very heavy sign that this is a no.
Yep.
Why do I keep resisting or not
Mm-hmm.
listening to that at all? And I think that's where I get in trouble too, because then I end up saying yes and then eventually go, you know what, actually, this isn't going to work for me. And then it creates hard feelings sometimes. Or like, well, why didn't you just tell me? Well, maybe because I didn't actually really know. And I am sorry about that, but I am telling you now. Like, sometimes it leads to all these other things and leads me to be a person that I don't want to be. And
Yeah.
now I'm the one that's going, wow, I did totally handle that wrong when
I
I should have just
totally,
said no
I
from the beginning.
deeply know what you mean, Becky. I
Yeah.
really do. That really reminds me of a recent, very recent situation that I went through that I kind of, you know, people like us, we tend to really want to see the good in people as
Yeah.
well. And we want things to work out and we want things to just be great and be peaceful and magical and in all of these things. So I think sometimes for me, I can go off of that a little bit more than the reality of the situation. And so in doing that, I found myself kind of allowing me to get to certain points where I'm like, oh shit,
Yeah.
I shouldn't have gone down this road. Ah, shit.
Yeah.
And there's beautiful lessons in that 100%, but it is very, very real. And I also really like that you talked about checking in with yourself because I know for me, sometimes I have some off feelings, and I think it's like an avoidant tendency within myself because my family is all very big avoiders. That's the natural instinct over here. So sometimes when I'm feeling these feelings, I'm like, okay, I need to bypass them because I'm just trying to avoid the situation and I'm just trying to shut down. When if I actually check in with myself, I can see if that's the case or if it is really just my body giving me signs that, hey, this is a no for me.
Yeah.
This is not aligned. Yeah.
Yeah. And I think listening to that is important. I think it's also one of those things that, especially like, you are at this age where I think you probably still have childhood friends.
Mm-hmm.
And I think for me, like when I was like in my mid to late 20s, like a lot of those relationships started becoming no longer aligned.
Yep.
I changed into not a better person, but they were on their own path. But my path took me way over here. And we just didn't have things to talk about. Things just became weird, or it's like, what you're interested in, I'm not interested in, and you're not interested in the things that I'm interested in. And while I love you and you've been my friend, I think it's time for us to part ways. But I think it's okay for us for friendships to end and
Mm-hmm.
not be a ball of flames. Like, I think a lot
Right.
of the times we feel like relationships end because, oh, we got in a fight. No, I think it's okay also for
Mm-hmm.
sometimes friendships just float away. And it's not because anybody's mad at anyone, it's
Well,
just you are on your path and I'm on mine. And
yeah.
it's sad for those relationships to go away, but to stick with them feels inauthentic for
It
them.
does.
And then
It
I
does.
wonder, is this person just hanging out with me because that's what we've always done, and am I hanging out with them? And that's not the kind of friendships I want for them, and that's not the kind of friendships I want for myself. And so I think there are cycles. They do say there are cycles in life. So I'm almost 50. I feel like I've been through two cycles of that. Like most of my childhood friends have gone away. I don't mean it like that, but they have drifted away. And then I kind of got this, other group of friends that slowly over the years have drifted away. And
Mm-hmm.
sometimes they have ended in places of glory, and sometimes they have just drifted away. I think that that is okay, though. And it's sad, and it's okay to feel sad, I think, too,
I
about
agree.
like, I really cared for this person, and this person has been in my life for X number of years,
Yeah.
especially the childhood friends. I think those are
Yeah.
the ones that, like, I've known this person for 20 years, and now, like, we've drifted apart. But I
But the
think
beautiful thing is the memories are still there.
for sure, and the
The
impact that we had on each
yeah.
other's lives is still there. And it just because we've drifted away doesn't make that any less meaningful. But
No.
I think also it's telling to who they are and who I am that we really do just drift away. And when I
Mhm.
see those people or talk to those people, it's like, oh my God, I haven't talked to you in so long. How are you? There's no hard feelings there.
No. And
We're
that
just
really
not in each
reminds me.
other's total orbit
Yeah.
all the time. And I think that's
Yep.
okay. There doesn't
Yeah.
have to be hard feelings in everything. And I think
No.
we are in this world right now where we are being programmed to be pissed off at each other all the time, and
Mhm.
oh, you don't agree with everything I say, so you're no longer my friend and I no longer want to have anything to do with you. I think that there are places for that. I think that there are some people who push where you have to go, I can't, you're damaging to me, I have to. But not every relationship, not every ending, not has to
Mhm.
be that way. I think that it
Yeah.
literally can be, I love you and I think you're dope, but you're going somewhere that I'm not going. But let's keep
Mhm.
in touch.
Yeah,
No hard feelings.
there's this analogy, and I can't remember. where I first saw it or who I first heard it from. And if anyone watching knows, feel free, please let me know because I love giving credit to people who deserve the credit for creating the awesome things. Trust me. But there's different types of people, and some people are living room people,
Yeah.
some people are porch people, and some people are mailbox people. And you
Yes.
can move from a living room person. One of my childhood friends may have been a living room person at one point, and now they're a mailbox person,
Yeah.
and they're still in my orbit, but they're
Yeah.
just in my orbit when they're walking their dog, and they walk by and you wave hi and you go, oh, I hope you're doing good, and it's still a connection, but it's just a different kind of connection. And like you said, there doesn't have to be a big blow up, a big ending. We're
No.
just all orbiting in different ways, and sometimes we orbit a little further from other
Yeah.
people, and that's okay.
And also people are
uh,
busy. Like
uh,
I feel like I am not a friend that's going to call you every day. I have too much stuff going on in life. I have too much stuff that I'm focusing on. And if you're upset because I don't contact you every day, we are never going to work out as friends because I'm always going to disappoint you. I am not going to check in every day, but that doesn't mean that I don't care about you.
mhm.
We're all out here living our lives. And so for me, I think it's hard to keep friendships when you're a person like me because I think a lot of people need that or want that constant checking in. I just can't. And I actually don't want that. I feel like that's too much pressure. And I am married. I have a person that I check in with. And not that, but I'm just saying, like, for my life, like, I also have my mom living with me now. I have responsibilities to myself and to my family. I
When
can't
you
take
also
on.
have that connection in your direct orbit, you don't
Yes.
need to reach for that connection in that way.
100%. But
Yeah.
I also have never understood because I guess I'm just not this person.
Hmm.
Time doesn't equal love for me. I
Yeah.
guess I feel there are some people who are like, we have to spend so many hours a week together to show each other how much we care about each other. I don't need that. And I am not going to be the person that ever gives that. I
Hmm.
think that I am a person who does check in with people. I feel like I'm the one who checks in most of the time with most of my people. I'm usually the one who's reaching out and going, "Hey, haven't heard from you in a while. How's it going?" And so, but also at the same time, I'm not doing that every day. Sorry, I'm just not. And that's an issue for people too. And I think when I was younger, I would force myself to be the person, to be the friend that they wanted. And I did that at detriment to my own energy. And then the friendship would blow up in a blaze of glory because I wasn't being authentically myself. And they were, and it wasn't their fault. I was pretending to be the friend they wanted. But I'm not that friend. And it's taken me a long time to really accept that because of that, I don't have a lot of people in my life that are in my immediate orbit because of that. And I've had to really sit with myself and go, am I okay with that? And you know what? I am okay with that. Um, there are some times where I wish, oh, I wish I had like that best friend who I was with all the time. But when I really sit down and think about it, Lydia, I don't have time for that. I just don't. I just don't. And so I think it's also trying to figure out within your relationships who are you? What how much time do you have to give? How much time do you want to give? Do you want friends who make you feel guilty all the time because you're not around or because you're, or whatever it is. It's
Because you can be a great friend, but if your needs in a friendship and your desires from a friendship are different than the people you're surrounded with, you might feel like you one either have shitty friends or you're a shitty friend. And there's
yeah.
just that non-alignment, that whatever disalignment in
Yeah.
that, where as if you know your needs as a friend and you know how you can show up in a community setting, you
Yeah.
can find other people that have similar values, because I'm the
Yeah.
same way as you, Becky. I'm not a person that's going to be talking to everybody every day because that is really exhausting for me.
Yeah.
And I just I have so many things that I'm focused on and putting energy into, that it's like I can't be constantly checking my phone and doing all these random things.
Yeah.
But when you find friends that have the same needs,
Yeah.
You're not worried about, oh, I didn't check in with them this week. They're going to be
Yeah.
so annoyed that I didn't, and blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
It's just not there. And then there is that ease in the relationship.
Yeah.
And now, where I think people get a little in this gray area, especially in our society right now, is convenience, like doing things only when it's convenient for them. And a big aspect of having a community is being a community member. If you want a
Mm.
village, you have to be a villager. You have
Yeah.
to put yourself out there. But where the key thing comes in is you have to be a part of the right village.
Yes.
Because yes, I do need to go out of my way to be a villager in some aspects, but also if me going out of my way is always depleting me,
Yeah.
that's probably a sign I'm not trying to be a villager with the right village.
For sure. And I think
Mm-hmm.
there's a way to still be a part of community and not having to be crammed up each other's butts all the time. I
Yes.
think that you and I have that community. I think just a little background on me and Lydia. We had a very big conversation like when we first started hanging out and getting to know each other where I was like,
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a good, I am a friend who is never going to check in. And you were like, awesome, because I don't do that either. And I don't want that. And I'm like, high five. Yay. And I think you can call and leave me a message and I don't return it because I'm busy. And the next time we talk, you're not like, well, I left you a message and you didn't call me back. You can leave me a message and, vice
Right.
versa. I can leave you a message. And if you don't get back to me, I don't go, well, Lydia didn't get back to me. No, I know you're busy with school and with life and with all the stuff you've been going through.
We're
And
not counting stones.
no, I
Yeah.
feel like I reach out to you if you're available, cool. If you're not, I leave you a message. And usually it's just a, hey, I'm thinking about you.
Yeah.
Hope you're doing great. Love you, friend. There's no need to even call back sometimes. And I think that's the ease that you and I have. And I love
Yeah.
that. And we can go weeks without talking because I know you're
Mm-hmm.
busy. I've been busy. But then when we do talk, it's like, oh my God, what's going on? And then we're on the phone for 3 hours because we have so much stuff to catch up on. But, it's also okay if we don't do that. Like, I think it's one of those things that our friendship isn't contingent on any of that. We just enjoy talking and being together when we are together, and however that connects together
Well,
is
and
good enough. It's good.
I
It's
think
enough.
I think our friendship is really contingent on authenticity
Yes. Yes.
because that is something that we have both brought in from the get-go.
Yeah.
And it made it very clear the types of people we are, what
Yes.
kind of lives we live, and
For
just like
sure.
then we get to decide, hey, is this a person I want in my life? And I'm like, hell
Yes.
yeah, this is the person I want in my life.
Yes.
But still, there wasn't any masks or performances or
Right.
trying to show up in a way that is inauthentic to
100%.
ourselves.
But
Mm-hmm.
there's also the flip side to this, too, though, where even if you do show up as your authentic self, there are still people that, because I think it's just where they're bound and determined to take our want to make people happy and our want
Mm-hmm.
to, I think where it bites me in the butt sometimes is that I end up being the bad guy because
Mm-hmm.
I think I'm not a person who always like puts my foot down, or because I'm always trying to navigate in a mindful way, and I'm always trying, I don't want anybody to feel bad. I don't want to make anyone feel like they're not, whatever that.
Yeah.
And so
That they're
but
not
then
important, that they're not seen.
what happens is I'm not firm enough sometimes,
Mm-hmm.
and then it ends up biting me in the butt. Now I'm the person who, like, because I do give people the benefit of the doubt a lot more. Not that I should, because I feel like I don't want to be the person that meets people and is instantly like, no, no, thank you. But I feel like sometimes I ride the line too much. And then
Ugh.
again, it ends up getting in this where now I'm the bad person and I'm like, wow, I actually went into this in a very different intention and energy, but I totally get how you
Mhm.
got there, but I don't know how to navigate this any differently without being a different person. And so
You know what that really
there's all of that.
that ties so beautifully kind of to what we were talking about in the beginning, where feeling that shrinking energy, I feel like when I'm around people that do try and kind of steal my authenticity. They try and kind of I've been watching, I rewatched Harry Potter. So the
Nice.
Dementors from Harry Potter, now I view like the energy vampires, they're
Oh
like
yeah,
Dementors
where
in my
they're
brain. They're
sucking
just
your.
like, and you go, oh, yeah.
Yes, yes, and you almost feel your soul coming out.
You
Like,
do, you do. And so when we're around these people, being paying so much attention to what we're feeling within our bodies, and I
yeah,
feel like doing that we're able to a little bit more quickly identify
yeah,
when those situations are kind of approaching.
for sure. I will say this too, though. We were talking about like, um, that line of like, I don't want you in my life. I'm not a person that does that a lot. I am a person who will go, this person doesn't make me feel good, so I'm just going to try to limit how much time I spend with them. I think that that's an okay decision to make too. Like, you're not someone, like you said, you're a porch person or a mailbox person now. You are someone that I want to see sometimes if that happens, but it's not going to happen very frequently. But what I will
Mm-hmm.
say is something that I have been doing more for myself is completely detaching, like cutting ties with people, which again isn't something that I normally do a lot of. And for people who know me, I'm sure that's very surprising because I do have very strong boundaries. I have strong boundaries, but I also don't just discount people. I feel like
Yeah.
that's the I have boundaries, but I do also have a heart and I do want
Mm-hmm.
people to feel seen and heard, and
Mm-hmm.
even if it's a detriment to our friendship or what's going on. But I feel like what has happened a lot last year into this year for me is I had a big shift and I had to cut a lot of people out for my own peace. It
Yes.
it came down to I don't even want to see things about this, and I met you through this arena, so you're going to be all about this. And while I love you, I can't have it. And
Mm-hmm.
so it's a very interesting space for me to be in because this is the first year, oh my God, I've probably blocked like 10 people.
Me
And
too.
I needed to.
Yeah.
And I did it for my own peace. And it's not because they're horrible people or it's the circumstances, it's the and again, I can't remember the last time I blocked a person on Facebook, Instagram, on my telephone, but I have literally done it for like 10 people. And you
Mhm.
know what? I don't regret it.
No,
I
it kind
I
of feels
thought that
liberating.
yeah, I thought I'd feel
Yeah.
bad about it. I thought that I would be like,
Mhm.
"Oh, I burned a bridge here." It's not a bridge I want. It's not a bridge that I can have right now.
Right.
And for my own healing and moving forward in the world, unfortunately, I had to wipe the canvas clean.
Mm-hmm.
I just couldn't.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I think that it's okay to choose that too.
Yeah.
It and I think about it and I go, "Oh man, those people probably think I'm such an asshole." I have no control over how they think about me. And if they knew me at all, there I hope that a little bit of understanding, at least the thought comes in where, wow, that doesn't really sound like her. She must have really needed to do this for a reason. But you know
Mm-hmm.
what? If they're like, F that bitch, then I have no control over that. I can't control that. I can only control what I needed to do for my own peace.
Yes.
And I think that that's the other piece too, right? Is that
Mm-hmm.
sometimes when we have these things that fall away or things that we have to go, wow, I have to step away from this maybe now in a different way than I ever have before. I hope this person doesn't feel this way about me. It has to be one or the other though, right? Because if I stay in this place to appease my workplace or my friends or my family, then I'm discounting myself. And
It's
to
that
be authentic to
self-abandonment.
myself, then I have
Mm-hmm.
to then maybe I'm going to have to be a person in these people's life now that they're not used to me being.
Yeah.
And now there could be some static there. And I have to decide what's most important. And right now, I have to choose me. I feel like after everything that's gone on the past 6, 8 months, my nervous system, my life, I, I have no choice but to choose me right now.
Yeah.
Because if I don't keep choosing me, I'm not going to make it. I'm just not. So it really does come down to sometimes having to make those decisions and then having to be okay with this person could think that I'm the biggest a-hole on planet Earth, and I'm just going to have to be okay with that.
Yeah.
And
It's being okay with potentially being the villain in someone
yeah,
else's story
yeah,
so that you don't self-abandon and so you can be the hero of your own because
for
no one
sure.
else is coming to save you. So we need to be that person.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
that's not an easy place to be, especially when you're a people that cares for other people. And I do. My whole life has been dedicated to taking care of other people.
Yeah.
I was a massage therapist for 25 years. I'm now in coaching and sound healing, traveled all over the country teaching. I
Mhm.
mean, my life has been about taking care of other people. So I am a person who does that.
Mhm.
To have to be the person who puts up those boundaries and then says, well, this person is going to have to feel about me the way they do. That's not an easy place to sit.
Yeah.
But the more I do it, the more I just accept that
Yep.
my peace and my regulation is so much better than it used to be when I was choosing everybody else instead of myself.
Mhm.
And so it's such a weird, it's adulting, right? I feel like sometimes
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't want to be an adult. These are adult decisions and these are adult situations, and I don't wanna.
I know. I, I
Yeah.
know.
Sometimes I want to go back. I mean, the teenage years were hard, but I will say, like, compared to some of the shit that's going on now, I'm like, oh, I'd give anything to go back to those years and I don't know, maybe even enjoy them a little bit more than constantly striving to be older and more right? Because I think when we're younger, we're like, I just want to be an adult. Whew. Adulting is not for the weak. I'm just saying. Like, I feel like some days I'm like, yeah, no, I can't. I just can't today.
No, I want to just crawl back into bed and pretend I didn't. Just we're gonna restart, but in a few hours
Yeah.
or in a
Yeah.
few days.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. It's interesting though. And I think that weird energy that you're in is going to lead you into so many different places and
Mhm.
open up your world to more people and to more experiences. But there's also a grief that happens when we step away from the familiar or step away from, or when people who are really important to us do shift into a different thing and you kind of go, wow, I don't think we're ever going to get that back, right? And there's a sadness there. I
There
think even
is.
quitting a job, I feel that way sometimes quitting a job where you're like, wow,
Mhm.
I'm never going to be with these people in this same capacity ever again,
Mhm.
and things are going to change between us. Like,
Yeah.
that stinks, and I wish that wasn't true. But I think for me, connecting into the gratitude of, I'm so thankful that I had this person or this group of people or this situation for as long as I did, and it shaped me in so many ways that I will never regret. And just really trying to sit with that and going, but life does move on, and life is meant to change. We are meant to evolve and change. And I will say, like, I only have one person in my life from my childhood that is still in my life, and she's my cousin. So I think, and it's not just because we're family. She is actually like someone that I consider. She's been my best friend since we were kids. But I think because she is my cousin, it does help kind of carry that friendship on. Um,
Yes.
and I guess I also feel like coming to the end of these things too sometimes puts us in a bad place where we start to have our own self doubts and our own, it's me. Maybe if I could be different, if I could just be different, then I could keep this relationship or I could keep this job or I could keep this. But what good does that do? You're not different.
Well, and
I
what
am who I
cost is
am.
that going to come with?
Right, right. And wishing that I was somebody else, okay, great. But I'm not someone else. I'm me. And
Mm.
every time I have the thought that I wish I was someone else, I'm telling myself that I'm not good enough.
Yeah.
And that's just not. We could. I wish I was, an astronaut that could travel to space. I'm not. I think
But our body listens to that stuff and does respond to that, and it ends up shaping our reality and shapes our beliefs about our reality and about
yeah.
ourselves in such detrimental ways.
Yeah. I mean, deciding to quit my job in July, I wish that I could have changed those thoughts. I wish I could be a person who could sit in a space of inauthenticity and just roll with it. I wish,
Do you
again,
really
no,
though?
I don't, but I feel like in those moments afterwards, I was like, my life would have been so much easier
Hmm.
if I had just towed the line, if I had just,
Yep.
but I just
Sucked it up.
can't. I just can't.
Yeah.
And that is my soul calling for more. It
Yeah,
is
it is.
it is my maybe my destiny that I was never I'm meant to do certain things.
Mhm.
And when we're in a space that isn't supporting that, that's where we start to feel those feelings too, I think. Is the universe is going, dude, what are you doing? You're not meant for this. You're meant to keep moving along. You're meant to
It
keep
can only
growing.
bring you
You're
so
meant to
far.
keep
Yeah.
and you're not. So what's happening now is you're feeling the resistance of that. And I think once we make those decisions, it's amazing how, although things maybe aren't perfect, how much energy opens up. I mean, honestly. And I don't want to live inauthentically. I'm not interested in that. I
It's
feel like it never
exhausting.
occurs to me to do that. But I guess I'm a lucky person that has always just been like, here I am. Ha ha ha. Take me or leave me, world. Where I get that other people are not that way. My personality is very big in that way.
Hmm.
But I also sometimes, again, have had those thoughts where I wish I could just be like everybody else.
I definitely know what you mean. I feel
What?
like in way I've always been a very unique individual, but there was a long time where I tried to not be as unique as I am, most
Yeah.
definitely. And it is exhausting because then you feel like you're living a double life. You're living who you're trying to be in front of everybody else, and
Yeah.
then you're living who you actually are when you're
Yeah.
with yourself. But
And
now who
yeah.
I actually am when I'm with myself is the same person as who I am when I'm with other people. And there's no performance. It
Yeah.
doesn't take so much extra energy
Yeah.
to just show up because I can just show up as me. And I know
Yeah.
that that's either going to be good enough or the situation isn't for me. And that's
Yeah.
fine too.
Listen, you all, the first time I met Lydia, she was wearing pants that her grandma made that had cats all over them. I mean, cats. Just different prints of cats. They were like these patchwork pants of cats. And I immediately was like, I want to know who this person is. And I think I even walked up to you and was like, dope pants. Love those.
Yes.
And you were like, my nana made them. And I was like, excellent. I love this. Like, I feel like those are the things that connect us to the people
Yeah.
that we're supposed to be connected to. I think it's those authentic moments where someone goes, wow, you're really neat.
Hmm.
I really like your cat pants. Let's be
Hmm.
friends. Like, I
You
think,
know, I remember my moment like that with you too, because when Becky and I met, we didn't meet as in a peer capacity. We met as she's teaching me things, and I'm like almost idolizing this woman. I'm like, you are just like so stinking cool. And Becky, mind you, we are in an area that it was like so blasted hot. And I say this
oh,
coming
yeah.
from Minnesota. You maybe didn't feel
Yeah.
the
We
same
were
way
in
coming from
Sedona,
Florida.
Arizona, dudes.
Yeah,
Like, beautiful, energetic place, but really hot also.
yeah,
Yeah.
very hot. But she was just wearing this long, beautiful skirt and a fun tank top with a fun design on. And she was just like doing her thing and just Queen Princess Sheba in it and like all of the things. And I'm like, this woman is so powerful and so in her energy. Like I need to know her. Like I need to be a part of this. So
And
it's
look
really
at
cool.
us.
Yes,
Here we are.
it was meant to be. It was meant to
Totally.
be. It really was.
But I think your energy, your authenticity is what
Yeah.
I
It
feel
it
like
shines through.
yes, and
It's like
I
a
feel like
beacon.
what's happening to me a lot lately is I am spotting the inauthenticity almost immediately when I meet someone or when I'm in a situation. And I don't know, again, maybe that's just judgment, but I feel like I can feel the energy of, like, immediately, of someone that isn't, that is
Hmm.
pretending. And for whatever
Hmm.
reason they're doing that, that's fine. But I feel like for me, I'm just not interested
It's
in
like the
any.
gap is getting bigger and it's
Yeah.
becoming more apparent. So
Yes.
then the people who want to live on this side of the world can go and live on this side of the world, but we're going to go live on this side of the world and not have contact
Yes.
with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also know that not everything is perfect when you're living in your authentic. Again, I'm life is still lifing and I'm still dealing with people and things and situations and I do have my own feelings on things and I mean it is one of those things. Also, I think we also get stuck in this trap of when we are doing the jobs that we do, where we're dealing in mindfulness and sound, where there's this expectation that you're supposed to be this calm, mindful person all the time. Listen, I do try. I'm gonna just
Hey,
I'm
yep.
talking into the camera now. I
Uh-huh.
try. But you know what? I fail sometimes too. Like I feel like when you meet those people and they're like, I never get mad. I am floating in the universe and nothing. Nope. I don't ever get mad. I'm a mindfulness. Okay, great. Good for you. But that's not the life that I'm living. Sometimes I'm an a-hole. And sometimes I get frustrated. And sometimes I am maybe a little more forceful than I need to be. Um, but there's always awareness there, and there's always I think it's that toxic positivity that comes in
You're not
to this
denying yourself your
inauthenticity
humanness.
sometimes. Yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, and so it's always navigating a lot, but I think navigating people is the hardest. It really
It
is. Like,
it is. I have to say though, when I'm truly acting from a place of authenticity, no matter what happens, I can always fall back on I showed up as authentically as I could. I did all I could with who I am. Like
yeah.
I did my all. I brought my
Yes.
all. I showed up. So there's not that doubt of like, oh, I should have done more things because I was
Yeah.
trying to show up in this way and I could have showed up in that way. It's like, no, I
Yeah.
was being me.
Yeah.
That's it.
But and I think that is you showed up taking care of your side of the street.
Right.
Whatever happens from that other person's perspective is their side of the street and doesn't really have
Yeah.
anything to do with me. As
Yep.
long as I do show up as my authentic self, that's all I can do.
Hmm.
Um, and if that doesn't resonate, then that's okay.
Hmm.
That's cool. I accept that. But I don't then change myself because I didn't resonate with that person. I think that's where I think I used to do that. I think a lot of us do that. And especially like if you're at a job or you have to get along with other people. It's one of those things that but even in those situations I try to be as authentic as I can be. And I think it resonates. And I think we notice this a lot with our teaching, right?
Hmm.
Lydia and I were always teaching just very like, awesome, let's do this. And like, we were always laughing and having a good time
Hmm.
and just really, our personalities were in that 100%. And
Yeah.
so many students would come up to us afterwards and say, you've given me the courage and shown me that it's okay to be myself. And
Hmm.
I remember thinking, well, of course it's okay. But that's not always apparent, and that's not always the life that people are living in. I
Well,
mean,
and it doesn't seem to be as welcomed in
right.
the wellness space because it's this weird guru student mentality
Yeah.
that the guru has to be perfect and the
Right.
student is almost below them.
Yeah.
And with all of my clients, with all of my students, with all of anybody that I come into contact with, really, I do recognize that there probably is some knowledge, some experience, some wisdom that I have that maybe they don't. But I also acknowledge that they have some knowledge, experience, and wisdom that I don't have.
For
And we can
sure.
learn from each other.
Yeah.
We're all learning from each other. We don't have to show up perfect
Right.
because what that's setting a standard of unrealistic expectations for
Yeah.
everybody else. Because if you're showing up amazingly happy 100% of the time, when that other person has a bad day, they're going to say, what is wrong with me? Because Becky can show up just smiling and happy and perfect 24/7, and I can't. I'm failing. And it gets
Well,
really like
yeah. Yeah.
weird, a
It's
weird dynamic.
detrimental. It's
Yeah, it
detrimental to
is.
the people that are in front of you. I also think that also when you do show up in not that
Mhm.
100% happy all the time, then people are like, oh my goodness, what's wrong with they're always happy? Like, I think again, it's setting a precedent or an expectation that just can't be lived up to. I
It's
think
unrealistic
the
and it's
only expectation
inauthentic.
100%. So by being authentic, I don't have to work at it. It's not work. It's not
Mhm.
you're going to get frustration and you're going to get humor and you're going to get a little swearing and you're going to get a little I don't know, also zen and peace and
Yes.
and I think it was interesting. So I did a sound bath with a practitioner who does light language on Monday.
Mhm.
And I have never worked with this practitioner before. And this practitioner is amazing. She like does Akashic record readings and past life aggressions and past life regressions. And she does light language and she's a reader and she's amazing. And her energy is just very calm and her voice is very light, which is the exact opposite of me. And that could have either gone horribly wrong or really great. And it actually went really well. I think because although she is a very soft spoken, she understands that not everybody is that way. And I also understand that not everyone's like me. And we understand how to come together and lead or co facilitate, even though our personalities are not the same. It's interesting because I always infuse, not always maybe, but most of the time, there's a little humor or something going on where I will say something because I think we're in this world where so much bad stuff is going on right now that we're not laughing as much. And I think laughter is medicine. I think laughing can be very healing. I think that's why we love a good comedian. I think that's
Mhm.
why we always loved like Robin Williams or Chris Farley. They made us laugh and forget about things for just a few minutes. I think we're not laughing enough. So within my sound baths, my opening and closing, there's always a few things that I say or like, just to bring a little, just to lighten the mood a little bit. We
Mhm.
are in a sound bath to do healing work or transformational work, but it doesn't have to be so stinking serious. Like it literally, we can find the joy and the happiness in that too.
Mhm.
And so this practitioner actually said, like, I really enjoyed the humor that you brought in. Like that was so cool and something that she doesn't experience that often. And I thought, oh well, that's just me being me. And I pretty much said to her, well, yeah, but that's just who I am. And then I thought about it and I was like, wow, I get that not everybody does that. I also get that it can be off putting maybe for people who are expecting this perfect guru on a. I'm definitely not that. I will never consider myself a guru. I'm not even ever going to go there. But I don't know how to be any different. And anybody who's going to work with me long term is going to have to know this personality or it's never going to work out. Because if I then slip one time and bring in some humor or some sarcasm, they're going to be like, whoa, what just happened right there? Like, but I also feel like that is something that I held back for a long time. Working in a very high end spa, working in hotel spas, we couldn't even have tattoos. We couldn't have piercings. We all had to look the same. We had to like working in a world where you're supposed to blend into the background or just be like everybody else. That's what I was used to. But then when I started teaching and finding my own voice and leading things, oh my goodness, once I started bringing in really my true personality, it has resonated so much. And that's what I hear the most from people. And so I'm just going to
True.
keep doing it. I'm just going to keep doing it and,
True.
hope it lands. It won't
Hmm.
always,
And it
but
always lands with the right people though, because I really resonate with that because I I'm not a very serious person either. I can have some serious moments, but
Yes.
I am a very kind of just an oddball, especially when I'm teaching. I'm just like, here we are, and I'm gonna do a lot of hand movements, and that's just how I talk and what I do and who I am.
Yeah.
But people really enjoy it. They do.
Mhm.
People always come up to me just like, you're so refreshing, or I know someone who they would just love your personality, or blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, that's so sweet. That's really
Yeah.
awesome because people can do a million people can do the same exact thing as you, but none of them can do it in the same way as you because you are you. And if you bring your authenticity to that, that's something that no one else has.
It's true. And you see
Mm-hmm.
that a lot in, like, Lydia and I were talking earlier about Facebook and Instagram. And,
Mm-hmm.
like, there are so many curated videos out there that are
Mm-hmm.
like these perfect moments and these perfect. Do you know what videos I watch the most? Are like the ones with the alpacas when the person is talking and the alpaca just comes up and they're like, dude, what do you want? And they just keep the video and you're just like, yes, thank you.
It's
You
real.
know, they didn't redo
Mm-hmm.
the video to show their farm as the most perfect farm. I want to laugh my ass off at this alpaca just whacking you.
Mm-hmm.
I love those, though, for me, those are the people that I follow. The people who have the perfect videos and they look like they have these perfect lives, and good for you. I hope
But I don't really
that,
care about
but
that. Like,
I don't, that doesn't feel like real life to me. That feels like
no.
curated life. And
Yeah.
so when I do my videos, if anybody's been on my Instagram or Facebook, you're definitely going to know this. One take. I do my videos in one take. And if I can't get them done, now, if somebody like, what has happened to me recently is that people keep coming in the room and I'm like, oh, I have to start over. But like, unless that happens, I just
Mm-hmm.
do them in one take and I trust. And here's the thing, I don't even rewatch the videos. I just do the videos, I edit them, and then I just put them out there. And I hope to God that they're okay. I can't get into because once I start editing and then I sound like I'm being held hostage in the videos. Then I'm sitting there like this and I'm talking like this and I'm going like this. And if you want to know about mindfulness, there's no personality. It becomes a scripted thing for me. And so
Yes.
that
Yes.
doesn't sound authentic at all coming from me. So I really have, and actually, Abel Hart is a person that really was like was I had been doing this a little bit before, but Abel Hart. And if you don't follow Abel Hart, I would totally look up Abel Hart. He does frequency music, but he's also really silly, and he does these videos where his face doesn't move, but his hair and his body moves. They're hilarious,
They
and
are.
I feel like every time that is what drew me. The and you and I actually talked about, hey, have you seen
Mhm.
this guy with this crazy hair moving and like, that to me catches my attention in my eye more than a perfectly curated, feels very inauthentic video. So I'm just letting you know, if you guys ever follow me on any of those things, you might get some wild videos that you're like, what the heck was she thinking? I don't know. I just recorded myself, edited it, and just stuck it on out there. And I have to just, I just believe and trust that
Yeah.
that's exactly what it was supposed to be. And I will say, I feel like most people's comments are, wow, it's so refreshing just to hear someone just. And I swear in those videos and I laugh and I do weird things and sometimes I get off track and whatever,
Oh
whatever.
well, that's you.
It is
That's
what it is.
you.
And I have found doing those videos and putting that out there, I just love doing it. And I love just sometimes not even knowing what, what is even happening.
Just set up the camera and start talking. I
I
actually I was doing some channeling, like automatic writing, and I was really working on, okay, social media, blooming energy, what am I posting, what am I doing? And it literally was press play and just start talking. Just press play and start talking.
love that. I love that.
So
Yeah.
that's simple.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think, why not?
Yeah.
Not every, and I actually think what I've even been doing is like, I've been even taking weird pictures of myself as the cover that pops up. Because like one of the videos I did was like, well, that didn't go as planned. So the picture I took of myself was like, and I just put it out there. I'm like, why not? I
That's
feel
so
like
fun. Yeah.
I have a lot of wisdom to put out there. But
Mhm.
again, it doesn't have to be so heavy and serious all the time.
Mhm.
I love finding the crap, you guys, this happened, and okay, what are we gonna do now? Let's just keep
Yep.
it rolling. I think
Yep.
it doesn't have to be the end of the world. And I
No.
think if we can start to soften a little bit around a lot of things, we
Mhm.
could really have progress in a lot of areas. But we've gotten so serious.
Mhm.
And I get that. Again, the work we do, there are serious moments, and I have the ability to be that person.
Mhm.
But that's not really who I am. I'm just
No.
saying, like,
No.
I can hold space in that, and I
Yeah.
understand all of the, but it doesn't have to be serious all the time to still be taken seriously. And I think that
Mhm.
that's again
Because
another authentic.
seriousness and like reverence and respect are two very different things. I
Yes.
feel like because I agree with you because even I'm thinking of some of my more intimate sessions that I do with people.
Yeah.
They are they're very professional in
Yeah.
the aspect of like in some ways, I don't even really know how to explain it, Becky,
Yeah.
but in other ways, like we're like snorting and laughing and
Yes.
saying stupid crap that
Yeah.
is just funny and real. And it's just real, but
Yeah.
still so much respect and so much intention
Yeah.
in
But
all
who says
aspects
that
of
there isn't transformation in that? That's
it.
the thing.
Because
Like,
it's giving ourselves permission to be who we are and not
yes.
show up in the way and in the box that other people may expect us to or want
Yeah.
us to.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that's okay. I
Yeah.
can only show up the way that I want to. I think
Yeah.
that that's, so
Yeah.
it really is this agency, like finding that agency within ourselves for it to be okay, for
Mm-hmm.
us to be ourselves. And if we're doing that, then accepting that some situations and relationships are gonna fall by the wayside or aren't gonna work out anymore. Or again, this just isn't a good fit for me. You guys are totally awesome, but because I am the person that I am, it's never going to work out. I'm really
Mm-hmm.
sorry. Like, I feel like it's okay to do those things again without going down in a blaze of glory and just telling everybody to just, you know.
Just moving them to the mailbox.
Yeah, yeah. And I
Just
love
kick them
that.
to the
I love
mail.
that analogy. And people in the mailbox might not like being in the mailbox. Just saying. But you know what?
But
Sorry.
they, yep, that's how life works. That's
Yeah.
how life works. It's
Yeah,
true.
exactly.
It
Exactly.
is
Yeah,
true.
it's interesting. And you know, this is foundational work too. Like I think this is like that not that everything has to be, but I feel like when I go onto my Instagram or my Facebook or I'm talking with people, they're taking these like super advanced quantum galactic classes, and I love that. But I feel like we've gotten away from the basics, the foundational work that keeps us grounded enough to be able to do that other work. And so I really started focusing back on the foundations. Because for me, when I get away from the foundations, things start to go off the rails. Because
Yeah.
there's
They
those
start to unravel.
foundation lessons, the lessons of mindfulness, those core lessons are what keep everything grounded for
Mm.
me.
I
Then I can
agree.
go off and do the I just met my alien family and I'm going to do this. But I
Yes.
also still have those foundations of. So I think we've kind of gotten into this space where we do want to keep growing and expanding, but it's also okay to stick with the foundational stuff too. The foundation stuff is still, I'm always coming
Well,
back to awareness, acceptance, allowing, action, radical acceptance. I come back to those lessons time and time again. And I'm so thankful to have that foundational framework. Because if I didn't have that, I don't know if I could take all those classes or move into those spaces and be as present or as I don't know. You know what I mean?
well,
Like
I think when you when you lack some of the foundational blocks, the integration
Yeah.
It, it's maybe not as full as it
Yeah.
could be, maybe not as deep as it could be
Yeah.
because it doesn't have anything to anchor to.
For sure. But I will
Mhm.
say there have been these doubts that have kicked in over the past couple weeks, past couple months where I'm like, "Oh, I'm building this, but it's built on the foundations. Why, maybe I should be leaning into those, those weirder, uh, those more out there things. Maybe am I wrong for wanting to lean into the foundations?" And I think I have to answer that for myself. But I don't think so. I think I'm being
Well, I
called.
think there's a reason that you are being called to the foundations and those people
Yeah,
are being called to different things because
a
we
hundred
need both.
percent.
We really do
Yeah,
need both. It's not a one or
yeah,
the other. Yeah, we all work
yeah,
together.
yeah. So those doubts come in, and I go, no, I think it's okay that I'm teaching the foundation stuff. I'm happy. I'm happy to do that.
Yeah.
Um, and then then give people the foundation to go do,
Yeah.
because I want to do the weird finding my alien family stuff too. I want to go see Bashar and get connected with those energies. I want to, you know,
Mm.
explore my Akashic records and do all
I
those
really
cool
want to do
things.
that.
Yeah, but I
Yeah.
also am thankful to have the foundations to be able to process whatever it is that comes out of those things sometimes. And within those classes, whenever I take something like that, there's always a big understanding of something inside of me that has shifted that I
Hmm.
have to address before I can fully
Hmm.
step into those other things. And without the foundational work, how would I wouldn't know how to do that, you
Yep.
know?
Yep. It
So,
doesn't have anything to anchor to.
yeah, yeah. So, it's interesting though how we haven't spoken for a while. Our podcasts are about different things, but they're always about not the same things, but kind of the same energy of
Mhm.
just
Well, maybe
navigating
that's what we're
life.
here to be teaching there,
For
Becky.
sure. I mean, yes, because I think it always circles back around to the same things. I think,
Well, I
and
think we try and complicate things so much. We try and complicate life so much, but it's just not that complicated. It does
no,
boil down to very similar themes
yeah,
across all different aspects of
yeah,
life. And when we can recognize that, when we can realize that,
yeah,
it feels a lot smaller.
yeah,
It doesn't
yeah,
feel as huge and
yeah,
overwhelming.
yeah.
Yeah.
But within that can also feel more expansive because
Yes.
if there's no expectation there and it is okay for then you can really go, oh, so that opens up everything. I think it creates but it also is expansive in its own way, which I think is so cool. I think it also can be not complicated, but a bummer. And it can be hard because sometimes we have to make decisions that we maybe don't want to, but they're what's best for us. And I think that's always and I think that's the hardest thing to overcome sometimes for people is but I don't want to. And it's like, I hear that, but is it what's best for you? Well, yes. So you have to decide. I think we all have a choice. It all
And
comes
no one's
down
going
to
to make
choice
that choice for
sometimes, right?
you.
And, sometimes when I have to have a hard conversation and I choose to just jump right in and have it because it's not going to happen, I like to get things out of the way sometimes too. Like, I don't want to have to sit here and worry about this conversation for the next, 5 days.
Mhm.
Um, you know, I think there's a courage in that, and I think I hate doing that. But again, it's just a hard choice that I have to make because what I want is to move through that and to keep moving. And when I'm sitting going, "Oh, I have to have a conversation with someone but I don't want to have it." That's just prolonging. Now I'm stuck. I'm stalled out in this. And I don't know. I feel like I've been stuck or stalled out a lot in my life, and I'm just not willing to do that anymore. It's just not where I want to be. So having the hard conversations is something that the more you do it, the better you get at it. I mean,
It's true.
honestly, you get more brave.
And the less
Um,
intimidating it feels.
yeah, yeah, and I think then the more people around you it, are Like,
They
you're
hold
not
you to a different standard. Yeah, you're not some doormat. They know you're
right.
going to stand up for yourself. They know you're going to handle business.
Right. You're not
Yep.
surprising the people around you
Yeah,
with,
and it's also
you
it's
know.
teaching your body new experiences and that it's safe to have these new experiences.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and safety's a big one, right? Safety is what we're when we don't feel safe, lots of different things happen. I mean, that's a trauma response of anything. When we don't feel safe, there's lots of things that we do to I think safety is a big one. And I
I
think making sure that you feel safe with the community around you, that's
agree.
important. I think safety is something that we're always striving for. And I think that that's also why when you resonate with someone, you're like, oh, I resonated with them. I think when you know you can trust someone or when you resonate, you know that there's a safety there. You
Yeah.
can feel the safety
Yeah.
of those communications and things. So
I agree.
yeah, yeah. And you know what? Life is just going to keep lifing out here, people. And now, I read a thing the other day that said, I think that there are some of us that threw our hands up when the universe said, we need some people to sign up to do the hard things to shift the energy of humanity. And I think there are some of us that went, I can do it. And there are some of us that didn't. And
Yeah.
there's no judgment on the people that didn't raise their hand. But when life is totally
Life and
kicking the shit out of me,
yes.
I
Yeah.
try to remember that I do believe that I was a person who put my hand up and said, I can do the hard things.
You signed up for it.
So again, it comes down to that victimization too. Like there are some people who are like, when is this life gonna stop? Well, when you're dead. And I'm just saying, like, just saying.
It's
Uh,
true.
and there are some of us that say, this is just another lesson that's leading me into something else. What is this doing for me instead of
Yeah.
to me? I think there's a bunch of different perspectives on that. But for me, when I am starting to go, is life really just trying to abuse me? Am I a victim of. I'm not a victim. I am a person who raised my hand and said, I chose to come into these situations, to have the hard conversations, to change, to evolve, to, all of it. Because all of what we're doing in this community is helping to shift the energy of humanity. And so I find that that helps sometimes too. If I have to make a hard decision or I go, you know what, I signed up to do this, so let's
It's
just
true.
get to it, you
It's
know?
kind of the kick in the ass that we need sometimes.
Yeah, yeah. So that's what I believe. I feel like that does help me put it into perspective that somebody has to do
It's
the
true.
hard stuff and I signed up to do that. So
If it's not me, who's gonna do it?
yeah, yeah. And some of us do have to do it. And that's
And I
why
don't
you
need to
come
do
in.
everything, but I
Yeah.
need to do what I can do.
Yeah, yeah. And all I have is control over myself, really. And I am living this life for me. I am also here to help support other people. But when it boils down to it, this life is mine. Just like your life is yours, we come into contact with each other. But, you know, yeah, it's an interesting, we're always walking the lines and figuring things out. But I
True.
definitely understand things way better than I did 6 months ago, a year ago, 2 years ago. I mean, I think
I agree.
I'm so much more in my own bones and my own body. I'm so
Mm-hmm.
much more in my own energy and my own presence. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm not willing to give that up for things anymore. I feel
No.
like that feels good. So I'm
Yeah.
just going to keep doing that. And it
Good.
will resonate or it won't.
Well, it will resonate with the right people, and for the wrong people, well, rejection is divine protection.
Yeah.
So thank
Yeah.
you for that as well.
100%. And listen, I have been rejected also before, and it builds character. I think
It does. It
that's just
does.
how it goes. So,
It is true.
um, yeah, yeah. I just want you to know, I just noticed. Do you see these little
Oh, I do.
so
How
these were
cute.
Stands toys.
Oh, well,
And my aunt's dog totally destroys stuffies. And we had these out because we were just still, we're still a little sad about Stan
Yeah.
Stan. So I stuck him in here, and I literally just noticed that they're like right here. So if
They're so
anybody's
cute.
wondering what this array of stuffed animals are, they were my dog Stan Stans. He liked a
Yes.
good hedgehog and a llama. So
He is here with us. He is here.
again, authenticity.
Mhm.
Here we are.
It
And
is
I'm
true.
not going to move them and make Lydia re-record this podcast. We're just going to keep them right there. They're riding shotgun right here, you know,
Yes, exactly.
keeping
They,
track of us. So yeah.
they're our
Um,
co-hosts.
how are you doing with your ankle? We talked about your surgery on this podcast before. You're kind of before we wrap up. Like, how are you doing? Give us an update.
Yeah. Yeah, I am. I started PT, so doing better, working on like my gait, and it's more of a mental thing than a physical thing. It's one, building up strength in my foot, but also trusting myself to like go fully forward on my foot. So worked on that a lot with my physical therapist, and that was really
Yeah.
good. And a lot of like doing scar tissue massage, things of that nature. So I'm very sore today,
Yeah.
but feeling good about it. Definitely feeling good about it. And now I'm fully back to all of my services at Blooming Energy. So that's really exciting. Seeing in people. I'm seeing in people. I'm seeing in-person people. I'm seeing virtual people. I've seen all the people.
Nice.
I went down to a school system about an hour away from me and gave a sound journey to them and talked to them a
Nice.
little bit about sound and vibrational therapies and somatic curiosity and all of my good stuff.
Cool.
So that was really awesome. And it feels good to be able to do it without my feet hurting.
Yeah.
I'm doing really good in all of those
Good.
regards. And I'm excited for spring to come to be able to get outside and hopefully the snow will melt. We're supposed to get up to the 50s this week, hopefully.
Whoa. I mean, in New Hampshire, that was, we'd have shorts and sandals on even if there was snow on the ground with 50.
Oh, yeah.
We're like, we're pulling them out. It's
Oh,
50. We
yeah.
can do this. I remember
It is
those
so
days.
true.
And just feeling so excited that you had sandals on and like, it's over.
My skin is in the sunlight. What? Outside even?
Yes.
Oh, it's
Yes.
amazing. Yeah, so I'm really looking forward to starting to try walking outside. I
Nice.
did go to Denver, Colorado last week and went did some hiking and that went better than expected. I
Good.
did it. So, yeah, we're still chugging along. We're
Yeah.
still doing all of the things, but I only have about 2 centimeters of swelling in my ankle, and all
Okay.
of my scars and everything are looking really, really amazing. So,
Awesome.
yeah.
It's such a different contrast to where I live because I mean today we're like in the it's 72 right now. We did drop down a little bit in temperature, but we've been up into the 80s and it's been really humid. But we're also in full spring break mode. So for us,
I bet that's
all
chaotic.
of all of you all in the north come down here for your
True.
spring break and so we're in full life is insanity down here because so
Hmm.
many people are here to spring break and so I will say that we're kind of as a local Floridian we're like oh god these people wanting to get away from winter and coming down here to spring break is you know, we find it to be irritating because it just increases traffic and just all of those things. But
So, is spring break like the last big flood of in-season people, touristy
yeah, people
flooding
usually leave
down?
April, May because it's, again, it's already been really hot. I feel like for most older people, the heat is a lot for them. So
Mm,
before it gets really hot and humid, they usually
mhm.
now from some like when the Canadians were coming down, which they're not doing as much of right now, they could only be here for 6 months. So there's also always a time clock on that based on but
Where you're coming
we're the
from.
fastest growing state, I believe, in the United States. We have more people
Wow.
moving here than any other state. We are
That's so
building
curious to me.
apartments and homes at a fast and furious rate here because we're on the coast too. And Sarasota's the Gulf Coast is the water is so beautiful and it's not rough and we don't have to worry about sharks and like you do on the East Coast sometimes. And so I think the area that I live in is a place that people want to be. It's a beautiful
True.
place. And just try to remember that, especially when we're driving in traffic and I'm like, it's just taken me an hour longer than it normally does to get to this place because of traffic. And instead of being irritated about it, going, but aren't we so lucky that we get to live in this beautiful place where people want to come?
True.
So
It's
trying
true.
to find the
You
gratitude
don't
so that
see
you don't,
people
kill
flooding up
someone with your
here
car.
like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't. People are lying in the streets to get. I don't even know what they'd be doing up here, but
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah. So, but I will say, like, it is nice to, because when people are coming down, there's more events in town, there's more things going on. So,
Yes, I'm sure.
it is all of that. So yeah, so we're in full spring break mode. That's all I can say about that. Life is
Well,
insanity here right now. But that's okay. That's
you
what we
know,
get for living in such a great place. So,
it is true. It is true. Everyone wants a little part of it, a little piece of it,
I mean,
a little
especially when you've had
experience.
snow and below zero for months and months and months, right? So, just
I'm
saying.
over it personally.
Yeah.
I'm ready to hop on a plane and be one of those spring breakers myself.
Yes.
Yeah,
Anytime you want to
yes.
come down, you can be a spring breaker too. Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
just a liver.
Yeah. Hey, listen. Fastest growing state, I think, in the, whatever. So,
Do +1 to that population.
yep, exactly. Exactly. Yes, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, we should probably wrap this up.
Yes. Yes, we
And
should.
thank you everyone for tuning in. I'm sure we will have a bunch of more things to talk about next month. We
Hmm.
always do.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, any last words, Becky?
No, just thank you. Everybody, keep going out there. Keep on
Mhm.
keeping on. Trust that whatever you're going through is exactly where you're supposed to be, and that's not always an easy thing to hear. But also, Lydia and I are rooting for you. And if you
True.
need support, Lydia and I are here for you. So,
Yes, please reach
you
out. We
know,
would love that.
yeah,
Yeah.
100%. I think I love supporting people and holding space. So you're not in this alone. Just remember that. So, yeah.
You're never alone. I'm actually looking at this quote right here, right in front of me. Well, I really should have my goggles on, but I'm gonna pretend I can read it clearly, right? And I think it would be a perfect way to end this little segment. And it says, do you see me squinting? It says, "Good friends are like stars. You don't always see them, but you always know they are there."
Nice. I
Yes,
like
and we
that.
are always there for
Yep,
you.
we are.
Yes, just like the stars in the sky.
Exactly. We are the Vibe Exchange.
The
Thank
vibe
you.
exchange.
Yeah. Thank you for listening.
Have a great one.